What's up, Nimbronies? Welcome to episode... What, guys? Come on.
That's fine.
We're here.
just go ahead.
What's up? Once again, Nimbronies. It's us, the boys of Nimbus Tattoo, here with episode 1 of the Nimbus Tattoo Podcast. You might be asking yourself, Michael, didn't you all guys already do an episode 1? Didn't you guys already tease it? Didn't you guys already do all this? Yes, we did. And it didn't go very well. It was an audio nightmare. It sounded like you were...
Fried.
Yeah, it was just deep fried. The whole episode was just a mess. So here we are, once again, the boys. We got our boy, Mitchell.
Hey, everyone.
That was good. We got Chris. Everybody knows Chris.
That is me.
We got me, the Michael.
Yes.
And then we got Big John behind me.
Big John.
Big John. Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know, Michael is the new apprentice at Nimbus. Mitch was the former apprentice.
You're old news, bud.
I know.
And I am the owner.
Washed up.
I don't think graduating an apprenticeship constitutes being washed
I don't know,
up.
man. I'm not relevant anymore.
Mitch is living in a van.
Mitch
He's like,
fell
"Shit."
off.
Yeah.
Mitch graduated.
That was my whole claim to fame. That was just Chris's apprentice.
Yep.
I don't know if that's the claim to fame. But yeah, the first one we did, we had Russell and Maddie on. And yeah, it really sucked that the audio messed up because we all grew up together and we kind of like reminisced about how everyone got into tattooing. So we kind of figured it'd be best to like retell a little bit of that because people didn't get to hear it, just for kind of like an introduction as to how everyone got where they are. So
Gang, gang.
who
All
wants?
right, I guess you want to go first because you're the original, man.
You're the OG.
I guess so.
Technically the OT.
Teacher?
Original tatter.
Tatter. I thought you were going with teacher.
Nah, dude.
That's fair. Yeah, so to preface, we're all from a town called Sumter, South Carolina. It's in the middle of nowhere. The only claim to fame is that there's a military base there. And I was still in college, freshly out of high school, and I've been getting tattooed at this tattoo shop for a pretty long time. And one day, one of the artists was having a very difficult time drawing something, and he got all frustrated and threw a pencil, as grown men do. So he walked away from it, and I asked him if I could look at it. He's like, "Yeah, sure, I guess." And I like drew the thing he was having an issue with. The guys there proceeded to be kind of mad at me that I never told them I could draw. And they asked me why I didn't tell them. I told them I didn't think it mattered because I didn't think it did. And about a week later I came in and they asked me if I wanted to be an apprentice. And I said, fuck no. That sounded like a terrible idea. I hate everything I draw and I'm very self-conscious of my own artwork. And then about a week later, I was like hanging out with one of my friends, and I was very unhappy being in college. Wasn't very good at school, and I ended up telling him about the opportunity that I had, and he asked me why I didn't do it. And I basically just told him I was scared. You know, it wasn't something I was really interested in doing. And he gave me advice, and all he said was, "What else are you doing with your life?" That was pretty valid. I wasn't doing anything.
You're working at Subway.
I was working at Subway from sandwich
He's a
artist
sandwich artist.
to tattoo artist. So
The glow up.
yeah, so I went in and I talked to the owner and I was like, "Hey, y'all still want me to do that thing?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay, I guess I'll do it." He asked me when I wanted to start. I told him I would just start then. And then I helped him stencil a massive tiger on a guy's back.
It's a good starting place for an apprentice.
Was it a cool tiger?
No. It is a Sumter, South Carolina tiger.
Oh.
So,
it was a beat tiger. I get it.
it was very bad. So yeah, that is where I started. And I stayed there for about 2 years. Then, I like kind of moved around like different places in South Carolina tattooing until I ended up moving to Tennessee briefly and then Georgia. And now I owned the shop, and I've been tattooing for about 12 years, roughly. Oh, hiccuped. About 12 years. And canonically, then Mitch can kind of explain why
Next
he's
one up.
next.
Yeah.
Dude.
By the way, real quick, if I sound very tired,
Here we go with the excuses, man.
it is because I tattooed Mitch for 10 hours yesterday and got home at 1 in the morning.
Hell yeah.
That is why his arm is wrapped in Scentsy
Oh
wrap.
yeah, I have this like Popeye arm right now. It's like it's wrapped up in Scentsy wrap. Yeah.
What's wild is Mitch looks completely fine. Like he's
Oh,
like
no,
he's
I
like
am-
I'm awake. Dude.
I am totally dead inside right now. It was so bad. That was the worst thing I've ever experienced. But
Yeah.
thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you for your time.
We blacked out Mitch's arm, or his upper arm, and then added a bunch of like spooky stuff to it, so it's kind of like goopy, like as the kids say.
Everybody keeps telling me that it looks like a symbiote, like Venom.
Yeah.
So
My girlfriend texted me and said, "Man, Venom done skeeted on Mitch." And I was
Damn.
like,
Just
"Yep,
skeeted on him.
sure
Maybe
did."
it'd be cool if I actually like the movies, but
I don't really.
But you like the comics? You
comics
like,
are cool. I love Venom as a character, but like,
those movies are a train wreck.
yeah.
But anyway, for my like comic book origin story from like nothing to tattoo artist, right? So I've actually known Chris and I've known Michael for a really long time too.
We found out we went to middle school together the other
Yeah,
day.
I don't remember
Don't remember.
talking to you. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I just like never met Michael.
We were there.
But yeah, so I've known Chris and Michael for a really long time. I met Chris when I was like in 7th grade or something, and
Mitch,
yeah.
eat that microphone.
like that.
Yeah, like get
Yeah,
Get in
Yeah.
there, dude.
Dude,
Like
get it
that?
in your mouth.
Yeah,
you got it for sure. So I met Chris when I was like in 7th grade, and we pretty much just been friends ever since. Like we just always like hung out and stuff. And our other friend Russell, we were talking about earlier, he's actually a tattoo artist now too. He's supposed to be part of our episode 0
Yeah.
of our podcast. The one that's never gonna air because the sound sounds absolutely crazy. All of us just used to hang out, and I've always like drawn and like painted, and it was just a big part of like my childhood. And like my mom always like pushed all of us to be like as creative as possible. So I was like really lucky to have that kind of like influence and stuff. And yeah, I found myself like a couple of years ago working at like a nursing home. I was working in an HR office, and like it was a great job. Like I didn't like hate it by any stretch or anything like that. But I realized that I was unhappy. Like I was working this job, and I think they were talking about like, maybe at some point like getting promoted or something. So it's like, if I get promoted and I like, get married and buy a house and do all these things, then if that's not who I want to be till I'm like 50, then getting out of that is going to be so hard. Like this is going to be like a large decision for me. So I just started like asking around because I knew a lot of people that tattooed, and I was like, yeah, that might be something I want to do. I reached out to Chris, and I was like, hey man, I just want some advice. I'm thinking about pursuing an apprenticeship. And he was like, well, if you want to come to Georgia and talk, I haven't seen you in like a year. So I took like a day off and like drove down here, and I met like the owner of the shop he was working at the time, and I just ended up working like a tryout day while I was there, sort of like impromptu. And they said it'd be cool if I wanted to like pursue it. So I came out and did that. And I worked there at that shop until Chris opened up Nimbus, and I came with him for that. And then I worked real hard for months, and now I'm a full-fledged tat guy with half a black arm.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm so much cooler now.
It
Someone,
probably looks like some kind of weird initiation because I also have a blacked out arm.
yeah, you're next, Michael.
Michael
Someone-
goes from no arm tattoos to like
To just one.
Someone messaged me
it should be a quarter.
today,
A
and they
quarter
were
of
like,
it's blacked out.
they're getting their arm blacked out, and they're like, man, I just like really want to look cool. And I'm like, I am a good, like a solid, like 18 to 24% cooler now that my
I'd say
arm
at
is-
least 24. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Something like that. So, but yeah, that's my tat origin story. Michael, you're up next.
Dude, mine is great. For context here, I've known Chris since birth. I came out of the womb, and this guy was like built-in friend.
That's true.
You know.
Yeah, Michael and I are first cousins.
Yep.
But truthfully, I'm not very close with most of my family, other than my mother and Michael.
Yep.
So Michael isn't particularly close with a lot of the family either. I'm pretty sure the only reasons our parents even talked was because we were so close.
Yeah.
So we're truly more like friends than we are family. But now we're even more like family.
Yeah.
It's kind of a funny statement. Most people are like, my friends are like my family. You're like, my family? It's like my friends.
I mean, when you think about it, like how our family was like structured was like, I mean, Chris could have either come and hang out, one day, or I could have just been, no, I don't want to hang out with that weird kid. I can't understand what he's saying.
Damn.
Dude, it was rough growing up.
That's fair.
It was rough, man.
Yeah.
You had to learn about the seashells and stuff.
Yeah, so I have a frontal and lateral lisp, and I went through like 8 years of speech therapy for it. And you know how they have the whole like Sally sells seashells by the seashore nonsense? They make you do that too. You like cry.
Yep.
It is not a good time.
Sorry.
Dude,
You
look,
good?
look, he's just, hold on. Whoa,
I'm sorry.
Mitch is
Just
just,
getting in
dude, just get in there.
how do you, yeah, what's happening, John?
For the audio listeners, John
he's trying
is
to, like, wrangle
John is
it.
trying to wrangle this microphone.
I'm just trying to make him sound more natural and less.
He sounds unnatural.
He sounds
Yeah,
unnatural.
look
It's
at
because of it was because of the angle.
look at that stance. He
Look at
looks
that
so
stance,
natural. You feel natural?
Mitch
It's
is
close to the top. That's where you want.
Well, half my arm is wrapped up right now, so I'm kind of like, I already feel.
Mitch is that one kid on the bus that nobody wants to sit next to. He's like,
Yeah, you guys just don't want to sit next to me.
Yeah.
I would sit so up on you.
Apologies. Continue.
Love you. But yeah, so yeah, Chris had a lisp, and got
I
him.
still do. It's
still
not like
does.
it went away.
Dude, it's improved.
Yeah. It
I'm
has.
proud of you.
Honestly, I'm thankful for it. Because
it humbles me, man.
no, it's because I'm from South Carolina and I do not really have a southern accent because I was taught to talk properly.
Yeah, I lost my accent because I went to after-school lessons with our drama teacher,
Yeah.
and he was like, "You want to be an actor, don't you?" And I was like, "Yes, sir, I do. I do want to be one of them up on the big screen."
That silver thing.
That big old moving picture box. But yeah, so Chris, known him since birth. Mitch, I want to say I knew you existed in probably like the 6th grade.
I have no idea when I met you.
I don't
Just
know.
like there's like this moment in my head where like I remember like Michael suddenly being there, and it was like
ninth grade.
like in like drama class or something. I just like remember you being around. I don't remember I don't remember being like, "Hey, what's up, man?" Like,
Yeah, I was just like, "Oh, Mitch is
Yeah.
here." I was like,
Exactly.
"This is cool."
I distinctly remember meeting Mitch though.
I remember meeting Chris because I was at my friend's house. Like, you remember Tyler?
Yeah.
I was hanging out at my friend's house like in 7th grade, and we were playing like Resident Evil 4 or something. And Chris just runs upstairs, chains on his pants, long
Hell
hair.
yeah.
He was like yelling about something, like I think some girl he was dating at the time, and you took this like sticky note and like
It's a legal
wrote-
pad.
Yeah, it's a legal pad then. And he wrote a bunch of stuff on it. And he just like threw it at the wall and then ran out. And I really don't remember what you said or like why you were there, but that was when I met you for like
Yeah.
the first time.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah, I don't know why Tyler's dad wasn't even home. I just walked into the house.
Yeah, that was pretty normal.
Dude, little bit of origin about Tyler and Tyler's dad. Dude, I hung out at that house one time. And it was his like it was like his 16th birthday.
That's not a good story.
That's not.
No, the bocce ball, dude.
Yeah, let's
Dude, the
skip
bocce
that
ball.
one.
I mean, it's pretty tame. He was just his dad was drunk, and
Chris threw a bocce ball through a fence.
his dad was like, "Man, that's hilarious." And then like
They
later
moved
on,
like 2 weeks later.
well,
and
later on
nobody
in
paid
the
for his
day,
fence.
he sobered up and he's like, "Whoa, who the fuck put this hole in?" The whole time it was Tyler's birthday, and his dad's like, "Tyler, go get me a beer."
I remember feeling like really bad for him. It was like his birthday, and I was like, I'm sorry, man.
Poor Tyler.
Chris throws a bocce ball through a fence. We're playing darts over like in a corner.
It was kind of like a 50-year-old's birthday party.
It was kind of sick.
It was weird.
Dude, he was trying to teach us how to play bocce ball. And he's saying all these crazy words of like, this is called the this. And I'm like, big ball. He's like, this is called the this. I was like, little ball. He's like, you want to throw big ball at little ball. And Chris went, okay.
Yeah, and I just threw it through the fence.
Comically sized,
It was-
perfect ball-shaped hole.
Yeah, it was sick. It must have been a really old fence. It was like dry rotted or something.
That entire neighborhood could not have been more than like 10 years old. There's no way.
It was a messed up. No, it did. No, I'm serious. That happened.
You were there.
No, I know, but I'm saying he's like, bro, that'd be an old fence. It had to be dry
Something
rot.
had to
That
be
was
wrong
like a
with
pretty
that.
new.
I mean, if
development
it
in South
wasn't
Carolina.
treated,
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Anyway, so here I am at this weird point in my life right now where I'm apprenticing under this guy who I've known since I was born. I didn't do art growing up. I would try to draw. I would try to do all this stuff, and my mom would literally sit there and be like, "Honey, you just wasting paper. Why are you doing that to yourself? Here, have this. We're gonna play Nintendo. That's what you're good at. Stick with it." So never learned how to draw. Never took art class. Never did anything. Because it was always like, you're wasting paper, or man, that looks like dick, or why are you even trying, kid? So I was like, screw it, man. I'm just gonna play. I'm gonna play Wii for the next like 10 years. Get really good at Wii bowling and just not develop a skill. And I've been around tattooing for a while because like I was with Chris when he got his first tattoo. Don't know how it was legally allowed in that building. I was like 16.
there was a lot of questionable.
There's a lot of
things.
questionable stuff. So I was like, oh, this is cool, but man, it looks like it hurts. And then just like through the years, got more. And then I was like, man, maybe I could just like doodle. I was like, doodling's fun. So over the pandemic, I just downloaded like a drawing app on my phone, and I was just like, that's a rose. That's a panther, you know? And I was sending these over to Chris and Chris's old boss, and I'd be like, how bad are these? And they'd be like, it's not bad. What are you drawing on? I was like, my phone. And they were like, cool. So Chris is like, send me your address. And I'm like, why? And he's like, just give me the address. So here we are in the middle of the pandemic. Chris has sent me an iPad, and he's like, you're going to learn to draw because you can learn how to draw. And I drew for the entire, like, I think I got it in March, and from March to December, I think I drew one rose for like 300 hours because like Procreate times how long you're on a page. I think I put 300 hours on this one rose, just the lines, never colored it, rose. So then I was like, well, this would be cool. Maybe I can learn how to paint, and I can just paint Flash or something. Painting's hard.
Yep.
I got one paint lesson, and I was like, I'm good. I'm just going to draw this rose on this iPad for the rest of my life. And that was good. I was good with that. And then one day I'm cooking dinner, and Chris just goes, hey, man, you ever thinking about trying to tat? And I was like, nope. He was like, let's go. Let's give it a go. And I was like, let's do it. And now here we are 3 months later.
Yeah.
I think that like people always talk about like someone's creative, like you're a creative person or like not a creative person or something, but I actually do think that like everybody has that to like some degree. And, like I don't know, it sucks if you have like a family member or like someone that doesn't really like try to push you to do. I mean, I remember being like 4 and my mom took me and my sister and was like, hand paint. And like, you know, she'd give us a sheet of paper and we just go nuts on it and stuff, which I mean isn't really like, you know, technically like teaching us to paint or make stuff, but I don't know, just like trying to get you into stuff like that when you're little is so cool, man. So it's good that you like work that hard. Yeah.
Well, honestly, like drawing is a learned skill. You know, I think, at least for me, like I knew Mitch could draw because like I'd seen him draw over the years, and I've always drawn, and Michael didn't draw. But the thing that made me feel like I could apprentice both of you were your personalities. Because you have to have like the right amount of drive, you have to have the right amount of like, I don't know, like your normal dedication to things that you're into. You can just tell if someone will like stick with something, and if they have the personality to deal with a lot of the things that come with tattooing. And I knew both of you could.
Yeah, I'm not like the authority on like who should or shouldn't tattoo, but I think that like, I don't know, there's like so much like social stuff, and like tattooing itself is like, this is like the best job I've ever had in my entire life. Like I love tattooing so much, but like it's like mentally draining. Like if you ever have to do a tattoo that you're maybe not like, it's not your favorite thing in the world, you know, but it's like you just have to be like, all right, I'm gonna get through 8 hours of this, and if you have somebody that's with you, and you have to like be that person's homie for the next 8 hours, and then you have to you have to like to draw because you do that and you go home and it's like, well, I got to make sure I have my stuff together, you know? And it's like, well, I've got emails I got to answer. So it's just like a lot of like dedication and stuff. And if it's not something that you love, I think it's more than just being like, I like to draw. Or
Yeah.
I like to,
I know
do
people who
something
can
like that.
draw super well, but like I knew that they couldn't tattoo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Like-
how many times do you hear that old thing of like, man, you can draw real good. You should try tattooing, and then they get 3 months into it, and they're like, man, fuck this. I don't like this anymore.
I'm like scared to like. I always have people that have like nephews or nieces and stuff. And they're like, yeah, like my niece is like 14 and like she can draw and she like show me something. I'm like, that's pretty cool for like a 14-year-old. She's like, I keep telling her to do tattoos, and like I'm so scared to like encourage that.
Yeah.
Because the situation is so like, I don't know. It's like if you live in like, I don't know, like Mississippi or something, and some like
Dude,
some
shots fired at Mississippi.
Yeah, whatever, some backwater town in Mississippi. Or Birmingham, Alabama, or something like that.
Shots fired at
Coming
Alabama.
for you too, Alabama. Keep your eyes open. But it's like, if you're out there and like you tell somebody to go do an apprenticeship, like you can just end up in a situation where somebody just runs them to the ground or like uses them or like just abuse them or just something crazy like that. It's like commonplace.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people think that, like, right? So they're like, oh, like my kid is good at drawing, they should tattoo. I think there is a lot of misconceptions about the tattoo industry, how people get into it, like what to expect. And that is one of the main reasons why like we even wanted to do this, because there are so many red flags that people just gloss over about like tattoo shops and trying to get apprenticeships. Like
100%.
I've seen people apprentice for 9 months and they're just a glorified like coffee runner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and you're expected to quit your job, work, 10 to midnight, 7 days a week. You're getting nothing out of it. There's no documentation that you're there. You're just some kid who's busting their ass trying and praying that like you are seen as worthy enough to like be taught anything.
Really quick, like just not to interject, but for like anybody that's like listening to us talk about this, like one of the most frequently asked questions that like I've ever gotten, and this is kind of a weird thing for you because you're just getting into it, but people are always like, well, like what's the criteria? Like when I was an apprentice, like they'd be like, well, when are you gonna graduate? Like what's the criteria? And like what are you doing exactly? And like,
Oh, I've had people ask me that already. I'm like,
Well,
bro, I don't.
it's not like a checklist, and every shop is different. Every person you're under is different. Every person individually is different. Just like being real, it's just how it is. And like Chris is saying, like you have these situations where someone's like 9 months in, they're just running coffee or something.
Yeah.
And you have someone in this position where you've sacrificed like so much to be there, and it's like, well, maybe it's better for you to go try another spot or something. But like maybe you get another apprenticeship, maybe you don't. And I don't know. It's like maybe if I stick around another like 2 weeks, maybe if I'm like extra fast with the coffee, maybe I get the tattoo next week. You know, and it's like,
It could happen.
because if not, then you just wasted almost a year of your life. And that's they do that to people a lot in some of like the other like just crappier places out there.
Generally, like the first 6 months of an apprenticeship are kind of treated like the military treats boot camp, where they're like, we're gonna haze you and we're gonna see if you're worth our time. And I hate that. I think it is super fucked up to do to people. You're wasting their time, you're wasting your own time, and like for what? Because you had it hard. Like you had a bad apprenticeship, so you're gonna take it out on somebody. That's no different than when someone's like, well, my dad hit me, so I'm gonna hit my kid.
Yeah.
Like,
Builds character, dude.
like, bro, grow the
Oh,
fuck.
yeah,
like
dude.
honestly, like me, like when I came up in tattooing like 10 years ago or whatever,
Mhm.
bro, it was a bunch of like middle-aged dudes
Yeah.
who worked at fucking Caterpillar.
Yeah, they did, dude. They
At
were all
night.
forklift certified.
Yeah, who they literally came and did tattoos during the day, went and worked at Caterpillar at night, and then like told kids that they were pussies for drawing. They're
Yeah.
like tattooing's for men. It's like, bro, shut the fuck up.
That is very much the dynamic of that shop.
I
That was
hate it. It's
crazy.
so stupid. Like you're taking something that is inherently like creative and artistic, and then being like, oh yeah, this is for like masculine men. No, this is for the kids that like finger painted as kids.
Yeah.
Like,
You
why
don't have to act
well,
tough, bro.
I mean, I think that, I don't know, like tattooing is cool because like it can be really for anybody. I think, you know, like you can have people that are like, and there are tons of dudes I know, like especially like traditional tattooers and stuff. They're just into that and like whatever, you know, like if that's your thing, like I think it's fine, you know. But if you're into like Dragon Ball and like Naruto and stuff like that, I don't know. There's like a lot of tattooers that are into that stuff. There's people that are really into like black and gray. Do you know what I mean? There's just so many different kinds of people and so many different like aesthetics, and I don't know. It doesn't have to be like that, you know. Or, like,
no.
this weird.
No, like I said, like during my apprenticeship, I had to do like some less than legal stuff.
Dude, there was some wild stuff.
Like, and I didn't want to do any of it, but it was like, oh well, I mean, I'm like a year and 2 months into this apprenticeship, and it's like, what am I gonna say no? Like, it's just abusive, you know. And I've made amends with the person who taught me how to tattoo. Like, we've like talked about it and everything, and like, you know, none of what happened was cool, but I was very adamant about opening my own shop because I don't agree with the way any of that stuff is done. I don't agree with the way people are treated. I don't agree with like the sexism or like the racism that can like be present in the like tattoo industry, because they want to like hold it back and gatekeep it and act like, oh, like if you don't fuck with Sailor Jerry, then like you're not a real tattooer. You know, if you can't build a coil machine, you're not a real tattooer. I honestly don't care about any of that.
Yeah.
I truthfully care more about like quality over quantity, having good people around who want to treat their clients with respect and want to treat their coworkers with respect, and just like have like a decent life, you know, because like Mitch said, tattooing is like the greatest job in the world, and people turn it into like this insane dick measuring contest, or this insane like
True.
Like, yo, you got more clout than me, like let me get close to you and gas you up just so I can like rub off on some of that clout. Like, dude, just do nice tattoos, try your hardest, like get close to people who are nice people, not because they're you know, not because they have like a name. You know, I have people coming to do guest spots at the shop who have like 100,000 plus followers, and then I have people coming to do guest spots who have like less than 5. You know,
They both bust their ass just the same.
yeah. Like if you're a nice person, like you're gonna make it. Like, you don't have to be like quote unquote like tough to make it. During Mitch's apprenticeship, one of the artists that we worked with told him that he needed to learn to be nicer. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was gonna say.
Wait,
He
Mitch
needed,
nice?
No, sorry. He said that Mitch had to stop being so nice, and he had to like toughen up to make it in the industry.
Oh my god.
And I remember Mitch coming to me, and he's like, "Is that true?" And I was like, "No."
Well, I remember also telling Chris, I was like, you know, like if that is true and like you guys expect me to just like shit on people or something, like, I'm just not gonna do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just like it's just stupid.
Well,
to me.
you're not gonna come to our shop, and we're not gonna yell at you.
Yeah, like
Do you know what I mean? Like,
well,
we're not gonna be like, you showed up 10 minutes late, you bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not gonna happen.
Goku or not, pussy? Let's do this.
I've talked to people before. They're like, just like they like really love the old school tattoo thing or whatever, and like I think it's fine if like that's just like your preference for stuff. But it's funny when someone talks to me about it because they're like, man, I miss the old days when someone would come out and be like, man, I want to get an eagle, and you're like, nah, dude, like you're either gonna get this like I don't know this dolphin or get out of here. You know what I mean? And like that's
I'm only running dolphins today.
yeah, dolphins only, and like
Dolphins. Here's a Jerry book of dolphins.
yeah, and like you know, I'm not saying there's not like room for stuff like that because whatever, if that's what you want to, if you want to be a dolphin only tattooer, whatever.
Dude, that'd be
Maybe you only
sick.
do dolphins on the right butt cheek and that's your specialty. But I think that like
The porpoise mask.
I just think it's kind of dumb. It's like, man, I wouldn't want to go somewhere and be like, yeah, I'm trying to get a tattoo, and then be like, eat shit. You know, like, I don't
it's a
know.
very
Like,
old
I
school
just
thing.
don't. I wouldn't want that to happen for me. Like, I don't want to do that to somebody else.
Yeah, but like what's funny is like we have friends who are traditional tattooers.
Yeah.
Like we have a friend Josh Bovender, and he does traditional tattoos. He picks everything out of like 1940s flash books, and like He's like the nicest dude ever.
Dude's insane.
You'll show up and you'll be like, hey Josh, I want a wombat, and he's like, sick. Where? You know, like, and
Yeah.
he's just like super chill about it. Like, he's an old school tattooer, but he's not gonna like yell at you. I mean, like, I've been into shops before. Oh my god. So I was with my girlfriend and we went to I'm not gonna say where, but we went to a place, and we walk in and all the artists are like on their phones in the lobby. And I walk in, I'm like wearing a hoodie, like my hands are in my pocket because I'm trying to like not show that I have like really nice work, because when you do that, people start like kind of like scoping you out, or like they're trying to figure out who you are. You know what I mean? If you're in a tattoo shop. So I'm just trying to be super low key. And I'm like just looking through the portfolio just because like we were visiting somewhere. I was like, oh, tattoo shop. Sometimes I just like to like investigate like what's going on, you know. So we're in there and I like start flipping through the books, and most of it just says like, I'll like go to the Instagram, and I'm like, all right, cool. So I go to the Instagram. Half their Instagram's private. I'm like, that's a fucking red flag. You know what I mean? Like,
if you can't see the work, and if they're making you jump through 6 hoops to see
it's not good.
It's not good. Just don't do it.
It's a tourist trap. So I was already like, ugh. So this other dude like walks up to me. He's got like face tattoos. He's like, y'all trying to get some ink?
If they call it ink, red flag, run.
And I was just like, we're just in town, man. I'm just looking around. And he's like, yeah, what kind of tats you like? It's like, a bunch of different stuff, man. I got a bunch of different stuff on me. I got some realism. I've got some neo-traditional. I've got some different stuff. And he's like, oh, man, I've been studying neo-traditional for years. I've really been putting in the work, man. I've been like, doing the research, really delving into it.
My God.
So if you're looking for neo-traditional, like, I'm the guy. And I'm like, yeah, man with private Instagram account. I'm sure you're the guy.
Chris just looks at him. I was the guy once.
No, I was never I did neo-traditional, but I wasn't the guy ever. I'm not the guy at anything. But I just distinctly remember walking out of that shop, looking at my girlfriend and going, man, I fucking hate tattooers. Like, as fucked up as that is, like, to be real, like, I have a very, very difficult time, like, connecting with other tattooers. Like, we have this shared experience of going through an apprenticeship and we do the same job, but we just treat it so differently. And that's one thing I do really like about, like, the anime tattoo community. Mm-hmm. Is because everyone seems really chill. Like, those are all the kids that finger painted as kids. You know what I mean? Like, we all kind of got bullied and
We're all watching Toonami, like, after school.
Like, all of us got shoved into a locker and went, man, I hope Goku really powers up today. You know, like, and I just relate to that more. Like, even the coolest anime tattooer, I know deep down is, like, a super insecure nerd. You know? And I'm there with that versus... the dude who has really put in the work and studied neo-traditional on his private Instagram. I mean, do you know what I mean? Like,
I think it's cool if somebody's like really into like a specific kind of art or something like that.
Yeah, no, I have no problem if you're like into a specific kind of art. I have a problem with like you walk into a room and the dude is like clearly not busy. Clearly he's like just, it's like when you go into, all right, I'll tell you the biggest red flag when you go into a tattoo shop.
Here we go.
Straight up. If you can't see the back and you can't see like, everything looks clean. Just personality-wise. Biggest red flag. Have you ever been on a car lot and you pull up and those motherfuckers just come out like sharks? You know what I'm talking about?
You trying to get a little? You trying to get a little ink?
Everyone's hitting you with the snake hands. They're like, "Hey man, so you trying to buy a car today? Like, what you thinking, man? Like,
I'm trying to run this eagle. You trying to get some eagle?
They're like
snake hands.
They're like they're.
It's like a 2002 rap music video. They're just washing their hands.
Yeah, you're washing your hands. So they're like, you looking for something used? You looking for something new? Like, what you looking for? They're trying to like they all like kind of circle you. You know, if you walk into a tattoo shop and you kind of get the vibe that like they're trying to sell you something, and there's like more than one dude trying to sell you something, and they're like a little aggressive about it, just get the fuck out of there, bro. That's weird. I hate that vibe so much. That's super red flag.
There's like blood in the water, but the blood is money. That wallet just walked in the room, and they're like,
because it's like the one artist that's booked is back there working,
yeah.
and then the other dudes who do the walk-ins are just like chilling there, and they're just like, I smell fresh meat.
Baby, you trying to get some Roman numerals?
Yeah, they're like, you trying to get Roman numerals? You trying to get a back piece, baby? Like, what you trying to do, bro? Like, what you trying to spend?
You into infinity signs?
What's your budget? What you doing? You walk in here with a G? You walk in here with like $15. What you looking for?
I set the machine up for 10. Just sit on down.
You know, like, I've been in shots before where like they like don't like they'll like try to get you to not leave, you know, and like.
Let me just stay right here. Let me draw you something real quick. I'll be right back. You're gonna love this.
Oh
Like
yeah,
a telemarketer or something like that. Like
Yeah.
trying to keep you from getting off the phone.
yeah, oh yeah. I've been in shops like that, and that's super scummy, man. Like I'm not cool with that. Like that's why I don't like walk-ins.
Yeah, like we've been talking to people for a long time, and like a lot of our clients and stuff will be like, "Oh, you guys like do walk-ins and stuff," and like we just do appointment only, and I think walk-ins can be fun. Like I've done them before, and like, I don't know. I mean, John over here just came in, I think, and I had no idea who he was, and like he was like, "Hey man, hit me with this
Band of the Hawk.
Band of the Hawk," yeah, from
Gang,
Berserk.
gang.
Not knowing that was the day.
Kentaro Miura died.
That's exactly right. Whenever the creator died. But he came in, and I was like, yeah, man, like, I'm an apprentice. And he's like, it's cool, man. Everybody's got to start somewhere. I was like, man, John's such a nice guy. Now he's out here, like, I don't know, helping us out, like, just being our homie.
Yeah, but I
We
think
love you, John.
Love you, John. Guys.
walk-ins are very different. Like when you're an apprentice, like very early on. But like
Yeah.
when you get to the point where you can even book out like a few weeks,
Well, I think what I was getting at is that, like, if you are doing walk-ins, are great, but, like, if you book an appointment, like, if you book an appointment for anything, like, and you're like, I want to get a fish or something on my arm, I don't know, like, it usually takes, like, a couple hours to draw something like that, or, like, I'll draw it, and I'll be like, Chris, what you think about that? Like, he'll be like, I don't know, I think that looks dumb, or maybe, like, do this, and I'll be like, cool, let me try that, and I'll try it, and, like, that's kind of, like, you just play around with stuff a lot, and, like, even if the tattoo would have been fine, if I just cranked it out for a walk-in or something, it's going to be way better.
Yeah.
If I have time to, like, prepare for it.
Put the cat in the
will
egg.
be.
yeah, just like that.
The
Like,
cat in the egg, dude.
Put the
Yeah.
cat in the egg.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, John was supposed to get this alien tattoo. He was like, I just want, like, sort of, like, a traditional kind of, like xenomorph from Alien. And I was like, that's sick. And I spent forever. I was like, this needs, like, something else in the design. I was like, maybe I'm going to give him, like, the egg. And I, like, messaged John. I was like, yo, can I put the cat in the design? And he was like, yeah, man, whatever you want to do. And I was just, like, struggling to make it work. And Chris was like, what if you put the cat inside of the egg? And that was a great idea.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, it was infinitely better. And
yeah.
like,
Well, when you first showed it to me, it was the alien holding the egg, and that was it started holding the cat.
It was
Yeah,
holding
it was
the
just-
cat,
it
and
was
like
just
the
the
legs
cat.
were
Yeah.
dangling.
And that was it. And like, I think like your first appointment like rescheduled or something.
Yeah.
And you were just in there drawing it. I was talking to you about it, and you had like, did you have the red light source on it?
yeah, I was trying to find a way to, like, because he's black. Like, it's just, like, a big black, like, slimy alien. So I was like, I need to, like, do something. So I put, like, a red line on, like, one side of it, kind of, for, like, a
Yeah.
light source.
Yeah. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, the main color is green.
Yeah.
I was like a neon green. So like I was tattooing, and like Mitch was just like, oh shit, like sitting beside me, and like he was just like drawing it, whatever. And like we kind of like went back and forth, and it just turned out to be like way cooler because you had like input, and that's the whole thing of like if John had walked in, and that was literally because like the Band of the Hawks thing is one thing, right? Because it's literally like it's like a logo,
Yeah, just grab it and
but
make it sense.
Go.
But with the alien tattoo, it was something like unique and custom, and just having that extra time to play with it, it went from being like a cool tattoo to like a super cool tattoo.
I would like to point out, though, that even stuff like the Band of the Hawks logo, as much as I'm not saying that those can't be walk-ins, like that's fine as a walk-in, there's even stuff like that that's very simple that, like, I've seen people just, like, there's an app that a lot of tattooers...
Damn, Mitch.
Sorry, man, I didn't mean to, like...
Mitch
elbow
out
the
here
table.
shaking the
Sorry,
table.
guys.
Shit, dude.
There's an app that a lot of tattooers use, and, like, I've used it before for stuff, but you can pretty much take, like, an image and it just turns it into a line drawing for you,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is great. It's like a great tool. I'm not saying like not to use it, but I have seen people use that as a replacement for making a stencil for
Yeah.
something.
Ooh,
And it's like,
no.
even if it's simple, like, I don't know, you're not going to make the right call on it. You know, like you know what I mean? It may not be as like,
Well, I think the lesson in that is, even if it's simple, if you talk to a client and they trust you, you can always do more with it.
yeah, for sure. I mean, it's like, there's just a lot of stuff you can do with almost anything.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know.
I feel like
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like the industry back when like you started was like very like, it's Tuesday, I'm gonna go get a tat.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna walk in, I'm gonna tell him I want a lizard. He's gonna draw that lizard in 10 minutes. Lizard
Mm-hmm.
on the arm, baby. Now it's like, man, I really want this specific lizard with these specific colors doing this specific thing.
Yeah.
I'll see you in 2 months when I have this perfect lizard that I wanted.
Yeah, that is something interesting, because I remember the ideas used to be a lot more simple, you know,
Yeah.
because everyone's just kind of getting their ideas from tattoo magazines.
Yeah,
You
you
know?
pick up Inked, or what was the other one? There was one that was like kind of trashy.
A lot of them are trash.
Oh, dude, there was always one that was like woman on motorcycle,
Yeah.
trad
Yeah.
back piece, and that was like every issue, and I was like, sick, like.
Yeah, but I don't know, it just kind of used to be like more simple. Like, I remember when, if there was like a person in town who could do like a remotely decent portrait, people were like, "Oh fuck, that's the dude."
that's
You know what I
the
mean?
guy,
Like,
grandma's going on the
dude.
forearm, baby.
and like now it's like, yo, let me get like grandma, but she's got like face tats, and like half of her face is like graffiti. You
She's got
know?
a third eye or something.
Yeah, and it's like,
Her hair is actually a mohawk.
and it's like
Yeah.
a mixed style tattoo. It's like steampunk, like, I don't know, like trash polka mixed with like
Dude, a fucking-
realism, you know?
It's
Write
cool,
that
though.
down.
And that's
trash
what, and,
polka
yeah, you know,
grandma.
there's some dude in Russia who does that. You know what I mean? Like,
And it looks good.
yeah, for
Like,
sure.
Honestly.
But other things are just different now. Like, I feel like the days of, because what used to happen is there'd be like 5 shops in town, and then there'd be the one shop that's like the good
That's
shop.
the good one.
You know, like, and if you went to like any city, there was always the good tattoo shop.
You'd be like, oh, where you got that? And they'd be like, man, I got it over on Main Street. Be like, man, that shit's busted, man. You got to go see my dudes over here on Calhoun.
Yeah.
You got to drive over there, man. He's
Yeah.
the good one.
And it used to be that way. And honestly, the days of there just being like a good shop, I feel like are kind of like slowly going away. And it's more in line with, like, not in line, but the power is more like the individual artist. Like, people seek out specific artists for their styles now versus like, oh, that's a good shop, you know? Which I love, because the way the industry used to work was that you'd work for a dude, and that dude would take 50% of your money or more. And it was because, oh, you had the opportunity to work at the good shop, and like everyone wanted
Oh,
to be
yeah.
at the good shop. Because like, even if you were the best artist at the good shop, if you went to like the shitty shop in town, people would stop fucking with
If you were the best artist at the good shop and you changed to the bad shop, it'd be like, man, he sucks now.
Yeah,
I can't
exactly.
believe it.
People just like wouldn't trust you. But nowadays, like, bro, like, I get tattooed by people that like, I don't know where they work. I don't care where they work, you know? Like,
Yeah.
and which is good, because for so long, like, you know, people just work for these people who like rake money off of them. And now you have all these tattooers who go and do like collectives or like,
Yeah.
you know, booth rents or like private studios, which I think is great, you know, because do you really need some dude just taking like a bunch of your money? Like, they're not promoting you, you're promoting yourself.
Yeah.
Your
Not doing anything.
all your clientele to yourself. If you book all your own appointments, do all your own promotion, manage everything yourself, and you're just in a spot where someone is just like taking 50% of everything to give you a legal place to tattoo, you can do that on your own for cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can rent
Yeah.
a space anywhere.
Like, ain't nobody, like, if you're a tattooer of note, or like if any kind of like relevance, and I don't mean relevance as in like you have X number of followers or anything like that, but if people know your work and they will come to you, I don't care how much you're charging, it is not worth giving up 50% of your money.
Yeah. Well, like, there's also just a weird thing too, where I wonder like what the problems with this are gonna be like in the future, because like I don't think anything's like perfect. Like I think there's gonna be like drawbacks about like how things are going to become. Not that they're worse than like how things maybe were like 30 years ago, but like we were talking about having like these people that just kind of like do whatever. It's also good, I think, that there are people that are opening their own shops and are like, I only do like hyper realistic lizards with like cowboy hats on. That's my only thing. And like, that's great.
I'm going to that guy.
Well, I remember when we first got over to the new shop and stuff, this lady came out and she was like, hey, like I got this tattoo in Germany. It was like one of the best like realism cherry blossoms like I've ever seen. It was so pretty. And I was like, oh, man, that's great. It was like on her arm and stuff. And she's like, well, I got this done in Germany, and I want to know if you can do some color, like flowers around it and stuff like that. I want to like add on to it and everything. And I was like, it's not that I can't do some colored flowers on you and like they'd be fine, but like you should find someone that like does this. Because the person who did that tattoo on you probably like really, really loves doing that kind of thing. And like you're never going to get a tattoo that's quite like that from somebody else. I mean, that's why like anime tattoos are weird, because there are a lot of people that don't do them. And I mean, like, it's not that somebody can't just take it like a line drawing of Goku and just slap it on somebody, but it is way more than that. Like, you can always tell whenever somebody comes in and they're like, yeah, I got this like Super Saiyan 3 Goku or something on me, and I got it from a shop, and like the guy does like trad. But like I just wanted to get it, and I ended up with it, and like it's usually like way too small, or like it doesn't like flow in the butt, like he's like sideways or something like that, or like
it's a palm-sized Goku.
Yeah, like, there's just like all kinds of problems with it. And it's like it's because that's not what that guy does, man. Yeah. Maybe he's great. Maybe he has studied the art of neotrad. Maybe he is the guy. But man, he cannot do a Goku to save his life.
Yeah, I mean,
and
that's a thing.
So I've worked in so many shops where you could not say no.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, like you were expected to just be a money machine. You know, you weren't looked at as an artist. You were looked at as just straight profit.
You're the printer.
Yeah. And man, there is so much to be said about someone who can look at like that paycheck and just go, it's not worth it. I mean, you know, like, because you're just, so that lady who came in, right, with the cherry blossoms, mm-hmm. I bet she respects you so much. Because you were, honestly though, because like you told her, you didn't just say no, you explained why.
Yeah. I mean, even if she was mad at me though, it's like, I would still rather you have a tattoo. It's like, I don't know. It's like tying into something like that. It would just look.
I don't want to be the guy to make this other one not look as good.
Yeah, it's like it'll take what you have that's already there, and it will devalue it if you take something lesser. And
yeah, well, not only that, but like it's respecting the artwork that someone else put on that person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are times, this is like the most, it's a compliment, but it's like an unfortunate compliment. When you do a super nice tattoo, beside like a not so good tattoo, and like the person walks in, and they'll be like, yeah, man, like this tattoo right here, this is my favorite one I have. And then you do something super dope, like right here. And then you see like the switch flip, like at the end of the session where they're like, oh, man.
There's like something that happens when somebody like starts to get good tattoos, or somebody like starts to tattoo, where you start to learn like what something good and what something bad is. Because like, sometimes people come to some crazy. They're like, dude, this tattoo, like my cousin Danny did this thing on my shoulder, bro, and like he did it in his kitchen or whatever.
I think he did pretty good.
He crushed it, man.
Color's gonna stay for years.
Like it's like the hummingbird in his eyes are like, you know, like two different directions. Its beak is all like, it just looks insane. And like Ewan McGregor, no offense, but like there are people with like a ton of money and resources, and like Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan, that dude has like crazy looking.
He does, man.
Someone
did him dirty.
If we're going that route now, you gotta address Ben Affleck's back tattoo.
I haven't seen it.
Also,
It's bad, bro.
Oh, man, look it
Google
up.
it.
you
It's
haven't?
bad.
It's unfortunate.
Let's talk about
Yeah.
Rob Dyrdek's back tattoo as well.
Hold on.
I don't know. I haven't seen that one. Let me tell you the most unfortunate thing
It's
about
the
Ben.
monster logo.
Oh,
It
no.
takes up
Oh.
his whole
No,
That's-
it's
dude,
not.
That's so
It is.
sick.
Google it.
No,
Hold
look,
on.
I'll tell you
Rob Dyrdek.
Rob Dyrdek's back tattoo.
Oh yeah, I gotta see that.
what's unfortunate about the Ben Affleck Batman tattoo is that he lied about it.
Yeah.
Someone said, "Is that real?" And he went, "No."
He's like, no, dude. Why would I do that?
Nah,
He has a phoenix.
That can't be real. Bro.
It
It
is
is.
real. It
It's
is
a
real.
pretty cool phoenix.
Oh
It's
my
real cool.
god! No, I'm looking at Rob Dyrdek's.
Dude,
Oh,
look
let's
at this
see it?
Monster Energy logo.
Turn it.
Oh, I don't know.
For
man. I don't know
context,
what to do.
it's
bad.
Rob Dyrdek's back,
That's
and
sick.
he has the entire Monster Energy logo taking up his whole ass back.
That is amazing.
You know how bad that would hurt?
Yeah.
Dude, you know how
I have
you know
my
how
back
he's
tattoo.
unleashing the beast right now?
Dude.
I love that. I didn't mean to get off topic.
It's okay. What were we saying right before that?
I don't even remember. I'm so caught
was,
off guard
um,
by that. That
We were talking
tattoo.
about, you get something good and then you
Oh,
realize that like
God.
Yeah. So when you do like an amazing tattoo beside like a subpar tattoo, it just shines a light on how bad it is. Do you know what I mean? It's like listening. Let's say you're like listening to music, and you listen to like a demo of a song, and then the next song that comes onto the playlist is like a fully produced song, and you're like, oh, that one kind of sounds like shit, you know? And you never want to be the guy to put the subpar tattoo next to the dope tattoo.
Yep.
yeah.
Because it is going to look 10 times worse. So when a situation pops up and a lady's like, I have this like $3,000 beautiful like floral piece on my arm, will you add to it? If you're not the guy that does that, say no.
Yeah, especially when it's something that's that good. You know, it's like you want to make sure that you're just making like a good decision on. Like I tell people all the time, like someone will come to me and be like, I want to get like my grandma's portrait on my like neck, and like the number of times I'm like, yeah, like I really cannot tell you. Like, for one, in my opinion, that's too small, and you should probably plan to like do that in a different place because it's not going to hold up. But two, I'm like, yeah, it's a very specific thing. Like I can do something like fine. Like I wouldn't like botch a tattoo like that or something. It's not what I'm trying to say, but like,
I don't know.
yeah, I'm like,
Grandma gonna look a little
sorry
squirrely.
guys. Yeah, no, like the tattoo would be fine, but it's like, man, if you go to somebody that does like realism, black and gray portraits, like it will be a different thing. And I'll tell somebody that, and they're like, I don't know, man, your style, like I believe in you. I'm like almost everything on my page right now is.
Yo, I'll tell you.
I'm gonna go somewhere else.
I will
What are
tell
you
you
talking
somewhere
about?
This was the craziest instance I ever had with someone using the phrase "I believe in you." Okay.
Oh, no.
I had to do this. This is like a long time ago. I did this rose, and there's like all this like paisley, like henna design around it. And she did this thing, which if you are a client, never do this. Like you are going to make your tattoo artist either one, incredibly anxious, or two, incredibly fucking mad. If you are getting tattooed and they're tattooing you, and you sit there with your phone like this, looking at the reference photo that you sent them, and you're just like looking at the reference and then looking at your arm and looking at the reference and then looking at your arm, what is wrong with you? Why would you do that?
Although a counterpoint to that is I have seen some of the craziest tattoos on people, and I'm like, how did this happen to you? Like, at what point?
No, I understand
Did you not
that.
stop?
But like I'm doing the thing is like when I do my tattoos, I make a full render, right? It's in full color. You know exactly what you're getting. So this woman has seen what I drew her.
Mm-hmm.
She has seen how I plan on doing it. If she was looking at the reference that I made and then looking at her arm, I get that. Lady, why are you looking at the photo you sent me? Like
she has Googled rose with paisley design, and she's like, I don't know what the fuck he's doing, man.
Yeah, so in the one that she sent me, it had like, God, like easily like 100 like circles in the border, and I took those out because I'm not a psychopath. You know, I'm not gonna tattoo 100 circles on this woman that I've never tattooed before. I have no reference point for how you're going to sit. I don't know if you're gonna like make it through this, and again, she has seen the reference I drew. There's no circles in it. I get to the end of the tattoo, And she looked at me and goes, "Are you going to do the circles?" And I went, "No,
You're like, absolutely.
absolutely not." And I was nice about it, but I was like, "No, I'm not doing that." It's like, you saw the design, like you approved it, like we're too late in the tattoo to like do that kind of thing. We've already done color. I'm not going to go back and do line work on top of it, all this kind of stuff. And she looked at me and went, "Oh no, I believe in you." And I looked at her, I said, "That doesn't matter."
I don't believe in me right now.
That just doesn't fucking matter. Like, I don't care how much you like. That's sweet. That's very sweet that you believe in me, but it ain't happening.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care how much you believe that your cousin Ricky is gonna nail this portrait of your grandma.
Dude, Ricky does good work.
Like, Ricky tattoos on meth.
Yeah.
It ain't happening.
It opens
You know what I mean?
his
Like,
mind.
it don't matter if you believe in Ricky. Ricky believes he can do drugs.
So like,
His
there's
chakras
this
are aligned.
thing, right? And I think I've said this I've probably said this to all three of you at some point. But like, I wonder, like, before I do something, almost always I'll think about it and be like, what is it gonna feel like for me to like tell this story later? Is there any future where I look at this and I'm like, like that's a good idea. It's gonna sound good, right?
Yeah.
And like, there was this guy that I tattooed. Like, it had to be like the first maybe like 15 tattoos that I ever did. He was such a nice dude. I got to talk to him a little bit. He just wanted this like black and gray like trad eagle or whatever. So we just like talked.
yeah.
And he like has a family and he's just like such a nice guy. And before we get started, I'm like, "Hey man, like, is this your first tattoo or like what?" And he's like, "No, I got one more." And I was like, "Oh, okay, like what do you got?" And he's like, "Oh, I got this tattoo on my side. Like, I went to Jamaica, and while I was there, this guy was like, yeah, we tattoo just like the Americans at like a third of the price. If you want to come with me, like, I can hook you up, bro."
Red
And
flag.
like, I was like, there's not a lot of things in my life that I like regret. Like, I've definitely like I have regrets, but like, it's very like a small group of things. Me not taking a photo of that tattoo is on that list. He pulled up his shirt, and it was like. It was like the most unbelievably messed up tattoo of this like kid with this crazy looking head on like a tricycle like on his side, and like the lines are just crazy, and like his head is like enormous, and like I'm just looking at this guy and I'm like how did this like did you like show you like a drawing?
Like, how did
Did
this
you just like
happen?
run it? At no point during this where you look at your side and be like, yeah, this is like not panning out for me, you know?
No.
And like, he just got through it, man. And it's your ribs, which for anybody watching, it's not a fun spot to get tattooed. It's just never a good idea. And I just think about that. I'm like, how, like, there's, oh shit, sorry, man. There are so many like layers of like decisions that you have to make to actually get there. And in what universe are you going to be like, yeah, I got tattooed with this guy in his kitchen in Jamaica, and he like, Dude, he crushed that child with the tricycle and the giant head.
Was it more
Think
like
about it.
Jigsaw?
No, it looked like Conan O'Brien or something if he was like 6. It was insane. There's no shading, it's just line work. It's like the guy just ripped a line of coke before he was like, it's all over, dude.
Do you think you could remember this guy's name?
I know his name.
Could you DM him?
I've thought about it a number of times, but
You
I
should.
feel like it'd be inappropriate for me to be like, "Hey, bro."
Why?
I want to see
His
it
name's Chris.
so
I would be
bad.
like, "Hey, Chris, I haven't talked to you in like a year and a half, but like, can I have a photo of your ribs?" Like, I don't know.
You
That's
should do it.
I've
and
done
then
that before.
Offer to fix it.
I would fix it for him if he asked me to.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You should be like, hey, first, let
let
me
me
get
see
this
it.
picture. Second, I will fix this for you.
I don't know, man. Yeah, but sometimes you're opening up a whole can of worms and stuff like that, and like, I don't know.
Dude, like, there's this girl we went to high school with, and she got this crazy. I think it was like the Superman logo. I think she got on like her arm. And the other day I thought about it because she got it when we were in high school, and I was like, bro, I wonder if she lasered that thing off. So I DM'd her, and I was like, you still got that Superman logo? And she was like, yeah. I was like, can I get a picture of it? I have it saved in like the archives of my phone because every time I just need to be like, every time I'm having a bad day drawing, like Chris has crushed my soul with like a flash sheet. I'm just like how bad this Superman logo is though. I'm not doing this.
I will tell you, like, if you compare yourself to other people, you will absolutely like it is a soul crushing experience to look at other people's work and then look at your own and like nitpick it. All you can really do, man, is just like each time you do something, try to do it better than the last time you did it, and you're never gonna do a Superman logo like that. That and Chris.
Unless it's a direct recreation.
Yeah. That's
Yo,
true.
somebody slide in the DMs if you want this Superman logo.
I have had somebody ask me to do deliberately bad tattoo in them before.
Dude, some of them are so funny.
I don't know, man. That's a weird one.
There's a dude in California. I do not remember his @ right now. He does deliberately bad ones, and it's like,
Does he have a huge following?
yes.
I found this guy the other day, and I was mind blown because people love it.
That's
I mean,
They're wild. I love it. I think it's so ridiculous. I'm like, I would get one.
I don't understand, man. There's like this weird phenomenon where like there's like a sliding scale of tattooing, and there's like really shitty tattoos and really amazing tattoos, and there's a market for everything. Because you look at all these celebrities who have like real busted tattoos, and you know they're just like throwing money at artists, you know. And then someone will come try to get tattooed by me, and I'll tell them how much, and they're like, "Whoa, bro, chill out," you know.
I wish I
Hold
could
on
remember
there, son.
who I was talking to, but the other day we were talking like celebrity tattoo. Like Ewan McGregor kills me. Like I love Obi-Wan, and like the fact that man, he's got Star Wars money, and he's got that. That hummingbird is on that man forever.
He's
And
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That kills me on the inside. And like they were talking about like celebrities that have tattoos and stuff, and I was like, yeah, you guys ever seen like Pete Davidson's tattoos? That dude has the worst tattoos I've ever seen in my life, man.
That's pre-fame, though. For sure.
Oh, there's no way. You can look it up. He got most of them, I think, like after.
No.
Yeah, it's just like you're just like I have no idea. Maybe it's like an aesthetic. Like maybe I'm just old, and I'm past my prime, and I just look at like these dumbass kids out here getting these stupid tattoos. But like
Pete's like our age, though, right?
Is he?
I mean,
I
yeah,
think
like
so.
late
I think
20s.
so.
I'm 28. So
Who do you think has the best celebrity tattoos? I'm going Adam Levine. He is trad daddy.
Is he?
No.
Dude, he looks like a Chipotle.
The
guy.
Rock did get tattooed by Nico
Oh yeah,
Furtado,
he did.
and then by another tattooer who's really good.
Hold up, Pete Davidson age.
So
I
that's
got it
pretty
now.
good.
Nah, dude.
He is the same age as me.
Oh, damn.
I'm actually only like a month older than him.
That's what. Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying.
There's
So-
no excuse, Pete.
The
You're
call
out
out, Pete, come out here.
Okay, for real though, Adam Levine looks like a Chipotle bag.
Dude, come on.
Yeah.
Don't even. He's tratted out. That's my dream. I'm not going to get
They're
California
too
across
small
my
though.
stomach.
They're so small. They're all like
They're all
real
real
size.
That's like a thing now. I think like people are just into it, and like I think it's fine if like that's your like deal or whatever. But I think it looks kind of crazy.
I like big tattoos. From someone who doesn't tattoo, I like big tattoos.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Someone that does tattoos, I think I like big tattoos better. And I have small ones on me,
Me too.
but I don't know, man.
Man, I'm telling you. Man, what a great afternoon this has been.
Yeah.
Evening.
You guys ready to wrap it up and close?
Yeah,
Dude.
for the first one, for
Yeah.
sure. Because like we're still trying to test things out anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Anybody that's listened to this, thank you. Sorry if we like rambled a bit or like anything like that, but we like really appreciate you joining us and like kind of just hearing us talk about whatever.
Yeah, I think in the future, we'll probably put something up on the Instagram story for the shot, for like questions that people want answered or anything like that.
Yeah.
So that way we can kind of have like a steady stream of things to talk about.
Oh, I would love that. That'd be great.
Yeah,
We
some,
could
like
even.
that.
This is just a spitball. We could throw one of your phones on live and do the podcast live through IG. Filter questions that way.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
I would like that.
We can do that next time.
I'll poll it. I'll see how everybody feels.
Okay. Yeah, we'll try to get like a feel of it, and we'll go from there for next time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think both me and Chris are
Very
are
tired,
just
yeah.
like gone right now, but
Yeah, my girlfriend is also sick right now, so I'm just trying to.
All right, we're going to roll through the recap of shots that Mitch fired real quick. Alabama, fuck you.
that's right.
Mississippi, fuck you.
Mhm.
Pete Davidson,
Oh yeah, 100%.
fuck you.
Yeah,
Definitely.
for sure.
Any of those states or people want to DM the shop, please do it. I check the DMs very regularly.
105 St. Stephen's Court. Let's go.
Sweet G.
Sweet G.
Oh yeah, I guess
We'll play fucking dice in the parking lot, bitch.
We have a Beyblade arena just for you.
I've actually been thinking about buying one for the shop.
A Beyblade?
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
sick.
Don't we already have one?
No, I
No.
bought one, but I
We-
think
Yeah, we don't have it anymore.
we don't have it anymore.
We'll get one just for you, Alabama.
Mississippi.
Pete Davidson.
Rob Deerdeck also.
yeah. Rob Deerdeck and
Ben Affleck.
Ben
But
Affleck.
to be fair, Ben Affleck is him and Robert Pattinson are tied for my
Ewan
favorite
McGregor,
Batman.
you're not invited. You'll cheat.
that's a whole other thing. Chris's thing with Batman. We'll get into that next time.
I have a lot of thoughts about that stuff,
Oh yeah, we'll do that next time for
Yeah.
sure.
Awesome.
for sure.
Thank you, Nimbronies.
Sick.